Yes, I'm back. Two of the sexiest men in Scottish football are back.
Yes, he's back. Hey, I tip my cap to you, by the way. That's coming in. It's coming in well.
What is that's coming in well?
That's coming in well.
That's for the hydro. That's the length it's come in for the hydro.
That's good.
I mean, looks like it's been an accident, man.
But how long ago was the hydro? We're talking what?
That was December
months.
16th.
You're on the slippery slope.
But wait, if he's noticed,
you're going down this route.
If he's noticed, he shaved the goatee so he does not look like neither.
What a move!
Oh, by the way,
what a move!
I was getting they were slaughtered by the way. First of all, my boys, but I was appearing on Facebook and all that. The boys were showing it.
But you were getting on the stage saying how devastated you were leaving Rangers, then you signed for Celtic 2 weeks later.
I wasn't saying about me leaving Rangers. It was about Coop. It was about Souness letting Coop go.
Thanks for bringing the mood down at the hydro.
That's what broke my heart. But I wanted to ask him that question. I haven't seen him for ages.
Was it no Coop that wanted to go?
But because Souness came out and he was dead honest, wasn't he? And he told it the way it was. You know, that was...
So he put you in your place, didn't he?
No, I didn't, He was, I tell you what, he was good. I thought he was very good as well.
Handsome, isn't he?
And
I have to give him a big kiss.
But he's got that aura about him. You can see that. He's a class act.
But Mrs. Dad.
She fancied his son, my missus. Fancied Lewis, thought he was gorgeous.
Does she?
She kept saying to me, Lewis is gorgeous, isn't he?
Specs.
She thinks he looks Scandinavian. That's what she said.
Who, Lewis looks Scandinavian?
That's what she said,
Well, listen, since I've been getting all
I
that
think she was on the same as Cummins, so isn't she?
It must have been the sauna or something.
By the way, no, there was he was radio rental, wasn't he?
Aye.
He's another one that could be your boy, your son of your sons.
But do you know, I love him. What a lovely boy.
You were winding him up all night. They want you on stage. He was
getting man-marked before security guys, wasn't he? I just kept telling him that they were here for him, not 11,000 people were there for.
Where is he now?
He's a bit Australia now.
How can he get in Australia?
I just thought, what a lovely boy. And before they went out on stage, I mean, I sat in the, what do you call it? Is it the blue room or whatever? You and him were the green room, the blue room. It was entertainment, so it was. I just sat.
Who were him and Cummins?
Aye, they were brilliant. I just sat and watched them having a couple of beers.
Should have filmed that, shouldn't it?
Oh, that would have been different gravy. Aye,
He'll come back one day, won't he?
He's definitely going to come back.
Joker v the Joker. The two of you were going at it. It was brilliant. So
you liked Souness, so?
Sounds like he's good.
He disappeared.
Souness were away for ages, man.
He was good too.
Snogging.
Strange you came back like that.
I was in the other room just chatting to him. You should have told me. You said that he's very quiet, but he's very quiet. Going to have a word with him and I says, look, you're body here.
But you do.
He says, when did these boys there? I says, well, remember me 30 years ago? They're 3 times worse than me.
What was it? I was asking that when you went in?
No, I was saying, he was just a wee bit. He didn't know what he expected. I'm saying, once they're on stage, they'll ask questions. I said, you're right.
That took me back a wee bit when he says that we were unmanageable.
Aye.
Like McCoy, Gerrard.
I know how he fucking feels we used to.
I was like,
unmanageable.
Do you know what I mean? That's
about much, isn't it?
Just when I peeked in his dressing room, I just seen your heat going up and down like that.
He could manage it, he could manage me. That's what it is. He'd up and down.
Yeah, I need to say, did you do the pubes at the same time? Or are they still?
The whole shebang.
Is it the full thing out?
The whole thing goes.
I'd love to see that. Can you send me a picture?
What happened under your chin?
I've sent you too much pictures. Maybe you used that one. What was that, man?
Did you forget that?
I know.
I
get mugged with a few Rangers fans.
Do you remember Beppe DeMarco? It was in EastEnders, Beppe.
Aye.
That's who he looks like.
It's a great shout. That'll go viral tonight.
Look at like he's
you've got a few, didn't you?
For something for you.
What's Pepe's for?
He was in EastEnders.
But see,
and you look like Pat Butcher. Pat Butcher and Beppe DeMarco.
Peggy, not Peggy?
Peggy Butcher.
What is your Peggy? I remember, I met her.
Ian Beale, wasn't it? Ian Beale.
I know.
Brilliant.
He gets happy murder, doesn't he? He just gives it out. We need to come up with something.
Oh, brilliant. But big news in Glasgow. Big news in Glasgow. There's a new coaching school.
Oh, I heard
about it. And it is the best coaching school in Glasgow. Don't know if you've heard it, a little known club called Boca Juniors. I've been in touch with somebody in Scotland and specifically picked him to run their coaching school.
They want us a feeder club out here, and that feeder, so if anybody does well at that sessions, any sessions will be sent earlier to Argentina.
That'll go down well.
Argentina. What a chance. But no, listen, it starts the night side. What a blast that was last night, wasn't it, when it came out? Unbelievable. So excited. But
you could feel the ripples in Glasgow,
I could feel it shaking. But the night's going to be, the first night's going to be almost like a tournament mode. I feel that no mode, tournaments, I mean, small-sided games, competing,
let them enjoy themselves.
Play. Do you know what I mean? So that's what the first night's going to be. Then we'll maybe cherry pick some players maybe not want to go into coaching, training, and then we'll cherry pick them into maybe other nights of the week and do wee bits and balls for them. But the first nights is what I would call it, like your rock
showcase nights.
Brilliant.
Come along.
We just need to make it clear, Kevin Kyle, feeder club, there'll not be any food there, so don't you stay in the house, alright?
He tried to get a coaching over that. No,
do you know that?
And brilliant, these two have said, but when you went to talk, they're going to come down the night and meet all the kids, so that's great for you too.
That'll be brilliant.
Wee Pepe and wee Peggy, that'll be brilliant. Any EastEnders fan, get yourself.
I'll certainly come. I've got something on the night.
What you got on the night?
I've got something on the night.
What then?
Right, I've got a wee meeting with an agent. Right.
No,
a guy that's a personal friend.
I can't believe he's patched you off, mate.
No, but I will come. I've told you that before. I will come down if you wanted a wee hand or not, or just to be there.
If you want to mess it up, I'll come down. It's
brilliant. Be brilliant.
You'd be
brilliant.
Tell the kids a few stories.
That'd be good. Give them nightmares.
You could go away with the parents or the mothers.
Motor's just shaking in the car.
Steam Mondays and all that.
I'll get a I'll get a MILF. There you go.
Alright, Grosvenor Sport, you want to do it?
I'll do the first thing, you do the second line. Another new offer, Simon, from Grosvenor Sport. Take it away.
Boys, you know the offer?
No.
I do not.
You want me to tell you?
Yes, absolutely.
Right, so you get double the odds on your first sports bet after you sign up. Winnings paid in cash.
Wow. And Simon, sign up at gsport.com/open goal.
Brilliant. Done. Beautiful.
Can I just ask before we go right on to the football, just quickly in a couple of seconds, what have you been doing since the hydro?
You look like you've hit that dildo.
You've had it up. I know what it's been. I've seen the two of yous. I've seen the two of yous in action. I just wee bits and bobs with the radio.
You're always doing that.
He wants to talk about the fucking radio again.
I've got to enjoy it. So I do. But also, I was listening to you on the radio last night. I never heard you saying, "Oh, by the way, I'm backing up and goal tomorrow." Did I know?
No.
Never heard that.
Bad time.
Listen, the following that yous have got is frightening. I mean, just because of yous, I get noticed with some of these younger ones.
I know.
They say they enjoy
we were walking through, when the hydro were walking through.
You've got a cult following.
We were walking through and everyone's going, I think you're brilliant in open goal. And I'm going, fucking hell, how many years did you play football?
I know. That's what you're known for.
Bro, you're doing great in open goal.
Not a thing about the career.
No, World Cups and that. I mean, thanks very much. Open goal, brilliant.
Just as well, before we move on to football, one highlight, the hydro show. What was your highlight?
Mine, just got it done the week before.
What was my highlight? I know it's a personal thing, just Souness been there. You know, I hadn't seen him for ages, you know, obviously. And for you to get him on that,
brilliant.
What a coup that was.
Do you know what? I genuinely thought at one stage I was like, this could end up kicking off here we used to. I don't know whether I couldn't hear properly though, but it was at one stage, I can't remember when it was.
There was a wee bit of
tension.
Not at all.
Were you steaming?
Aye, it was.
I loved it for you though.
It was good, you were going for him.
And do you want to know, it was good that he was sitting having a couple of beers and chilling out. Because when I was at Rangers with him, you never saw that side of him. You know, and it was good. You probably saw that side of him. So it was good to have a wee chat before we went on stage. And then on stage, he was chill. He's going, like, gets another wee Marais, gets another wee beer. And just sitting there. That's how I sat in the middle couch with him. Because it was good. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
What about you, Frank? Highlight? Got one there.
As soon as it was, I said to you about, there's only two people, not many people impressed me, but him and Douglas, two of them just superb.
Class.
Just got class written all over them, so.
You said you didn't like him, did you?
The Canio was.
Could you see his boys and his cock swinging about?
You couldn't go on the Souness.
You couldn't understand him.
His hands are doing everything. The Canios were. They were weren't they?
Once when he started laughing, it swung a bit.
I've been
it was a
Had to be if I'd killed one. Had to never see it.
I'd not wear it down to my ankles. You couldn't do it.
That'd be the opposite. I could be a wee short skirt. I mean, they see it.
Right, Paul, laughing joke, but a wee bit of sad news this week. Wim Jansen, Manuel left his mark in the club short space of time. Sad news, wasn't it?
Sad, very sad. He's only young as well.
75.
No, dementia. Dementia again. It's horrible, isn't it? It's a horrible illness. Hopefully they can get a cure one day, but
you do a lot of stuff for that, don't you?
I'm an ambassador for one of the dementia charities. So it's just a horrible thing, isn't it? It's just, it's one of them. We do a lot for, it's called BAD, Battle Against Dementia, but we're doing one this year, we're doing a thing for Bully Against Dementia.
Right.
So, big golf day and all that. And,
Billy McNeil.
So,
it's one of the worst illnesses, isn't it?
It's one of them.
Disgusting.
He always looked like a happy wee guy, Wim Jansen. Didn't even that stressful year when they were trying to stop.
Do you know what?
He always had a smile on his face.
Quote for Cruyff. He says, "There's only 4 people that I love talking to about football and Wim Jansen's."
Really? Wim Jansen as well? Wow.
That's brilliant.
The quote, so there you go.
Tells you everything, doesn't it?
Aye, he says, what about the guy, my favourite, when he was getting interviewed, first Old Firm game, he says, this will be the biggest game, he says, well, played in 2 World Cup finals. Maybe no.
Did he play in 2 World Cup finals, did he?
He played in 2 World Cups,
right.
The final, that's what they called it, but he says, I don't think so.
Not with his family, innit?
Definitely.
Right, on to the game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Another cracker.
Aye.
By the way, a great night for Scottish football.
Again, we've said that, I think it's the best level it's been in a long, long time.
Best league in the world.
I mean, as Jennifer competitiveness.
Yeah.
With teams going head to head with each other, constantly competing at a high level. You see it last night, first hour, Celtic dominant.
And then
Didn't most teams would just fall, sit there, let them, Hearts come back out. I mean, they obviously got the penalty, they could have done it, but what did you make of the game?
I thought it was brilliant. I thought, you look at them and you think there's that many injuries at Celtic. And I thought to a man they were different class, honestly I did. I thought the pace of the game was just, I knew that some of the boys coming back for injury. And the boy O'Reilly coming in, you're not used to that pace,
He looked fucked, didn't he?
When I come up for six, didn't England know as
quick as that up here?
So I come up and Big Billy said to me, you're not fit enough. I was like, what? Just got 28 goals into there. Not fit enough. That was it. He says, and he battered us and got us fit. And, he was right. So after a couple of weeks, these boys will be up to fitness and, and looking good.
I've said it on here before, again, it's not to do with me being a Celtic fan, but I love the way they play football. I really enjoy watching them play football.
I didn't realise, but, there was one last night I was shouting at telly. Greg Taylor's outside right. He got the ball and I'm going...
Embrace it, Frank, that's the way they play, innit?
Yeah, but they broke right out that and just pinged it right out of his side.
I know, but see if they're saying it in the break, like how many saves did Joe Hart actually have to make? So I hear this all the time, they're defensively, they're frail defensively, but I have to ever see Joe Hart.
I'm just saying it's weird, if I see my left back out in the right wing, I'd be like, yeah.
So within...
It's good to watch, but...
obviously the tactics at Celtic have got, there's that freedom that we were talking about before we come on camera, to go and express yourself. Because I watched the game, it's a total opposite. I'm glad you enjoyed your game last night. I was at the Motherwell game, the Motherwell Hibs. And,
you're bringing everything down again with that game.
I need to buy it because I was looking forward to going to watch Hibs. You look at the squad, they've got some talented boys. They've lost Boyle. But I just thought it was too tactical and they were too constrained in the way they were playing. And sometimes what you're saying, just if you see something, go and then express yourself, go and get at it.
That's what I like about this Celtic team.
I understand what you're saying, but see, maybe it's just me, but if somebody ran by me for arms playing, and it lost the ball, I'd fill in for him. I don't see anyone doing that.
It's a dying art.
Do you know what I mean? Carter Vickers fills in brilliantly for people.
For his centre half, he's done it
his position is excellent.
I think he's a steal. If you get, I would sign him. Honestly, just do it. Just get him done.
What did you think it, Paul?
Unbelievable.
What did you enjoy about it?
Good pace, wasn't it?
It's the pace of the game, Celtic. Celtic are playing it, and it's constantly. I've been trying to think for the last minute. That's why I've not spoken. Trying to think of a word.
Brilliant.
It's just
relentless.
That's the word.
Oy.
Constant. I mean, I watched the Hibs as well. They do not stop, and that's maybe. I mean, obviously the last half an hour, Hearts maybe come into it, and that's seen a few times this season where the other team have been battered maybe for the first half or the first hour. Then they eventually can get it, maybe tire a wee bit. But my God, that is brilliant to watch.
The word I heard last night is the pace that they play it, it's like 100 mile an hour, but with the quality, but the dating spells as well, because you can't do that for 90 minutes. So there will be periods that, you can't expect them to keep that up, but that in these spells, I was listening into the game last night, and it sounded as if they were absolutely
Do you know
flying.
what? For me, the signings that he's brought in is just magnificent.
I love that he's signing all his young players as well.
Makes a different side, doesn't it?
Of course it does. You need somebody to play that style, your style of football.
The players that he's brought in, just there's not one, and you can't fault on any of them. Because it's like, the Japanese boys are different class.
Now, is that not the way a manager should work?
Exactly.
The players that he knows that he's worked with before, he knows are going to come and do a job, instead of somebody above them saying, no, we're going to recruit the players, bring them, and you deal with them. I think that's the way it should be. Managers should have the final say.
I think so.
Because they've got an idea, they know what they want in their mind. So that's quite refreshing, isn't it?
I think you should, because you live and die by your decision. You get sacked. Don't want to get sacked for
but there's so many clubs, Mac, so many clubs have got a guy in recruitment, he signs the players and says to the manager and the coaching staff, there you go, play them, work with them. You might not even like them,
So it's overflowing in midfield now. I mean, unbelievable competition in there now. Ray, I thought Ray was brilliant.
Really good.
Considering it's his first, let's be honest, first massive game. Ibrox, Tynecastle's it's like theatre in it. You go there and it's like
cauldron in it.
Atmosphere. Always say about
always, even when I played, it was brilliant to go there. I loved it. So he's went there and embraced it, and you'd have thought, wow, just on
I was going to ask,
what's happened to McCarthy? That's what he's here, and he's not getting. Been there for a while now, and he's not. This boy just come in and walked in.
But when you look at McCarthy, again, is he an answer? Because when I look at James McCarthy, he doesn't really fit how Ange wants to play.
I don't think he's got the energy. He did 10 years ago. It's just maybe for whatever reason it just goes. I was going to ask you about Big Suter. How was he getting any stick?
No, I didn't get any stick.
Because he was getting it on Saturday.
He was getting stick with his own team, innit? His own team was booing him.
The fans were
last week, but I didn't hear much Saturday. Did you get a cut on it?
Just a couple.
So it was Andy Halliday.
Why was Andy? I thought Andy was different class at the weekend. And then he never got a game.
Suter back in, so maybe they've changed it a wee bit. Took the 10 out, maybe.
But there's also talk of actually signing for Talbot. I think that's why he never played.
Ongoing talks, innit?
Ongoing talks with Talbot and Hearts because he played so well.
Can I just say, Denny, I've grown up and after every season.
No.
Don't grow up. That's the beauty of you. We don't want you to grow up.
I like that. So when through my life, right, I'll change it. Through my life, after every season, pundits and all that and managers would go, that was the game there. At that time of the season, it started to change. Last night, that final whistle, me and my dad had that each other. Nodded to each other.
Aye.
What was it? Just a wee nod.
Upstairs.
Just not talking to each other. Just nodding to each other.
No, it was that me look as if
I know what you
that
mean.
was a massive game.
That was a massive result.
One of the results, you get that feeling that is really, really important to this title race.
Because I'll be honest,
if Hearts had got the draw, they wouldn't have deserved it. The last 20 minutes they put the pressure on Celtic, but they wouldn't have deserved the draw.
I didn't fancy Celtic to go and win there, especially with McGregor being it.
No,
that's what I'm saying. That's what
Hearts are playing as well.
Talking about the boys that are coming in and just. Did you miss McGregor last night?
No, Beaton was excellent in there. I
know, but Beaton,
captain's performance, wasn't it?
The boy coming in, the Hattie and that, brilliant. Honestly,
no. But listen, on Hearts as well. Again,
good team, Hearts.
Brilliant team, and the recruitment's been excellent. He's done a brilliant job. He got stick last year. I mean, they've only come up this season. So you're forgetting that with the performance you're putting in.
I know.
And I think they brought
Suter in just for the boy Giamakis in it, because it was a tussle with two of them with their
I like him.
having a fight. I thought they were, he's different from what Celtic's got. He's different. What's going to happen? It showed last night. There's going to be games for everybody. I thought he might have been pushed out with the two Japanese centre forwards. I thought he might be surplus to the requirements.
But different option to it. He's different player to two. He wants it to
honestly,
feet rather than behind.
Tussling with. He had a tussle with what a great goal, and he was right. If the boy on the tail, I can't remember if it was John or not, he says if he took it with his right foot, they would have saved it, but he flicked it and it was different class.
See in the back of my mind, that's what I was going to say. I was kind of quietly confident Hearts would do well this season, because he had to bring in a few different. He had to play a certain style in that championship just to get through it, and he was getting a bit of stick. Robbie Nielsen, I think unfairly, because he did win it at a canter, and then he's brought in the players that he wanted, and it feels like that Robbie's brought the players to the club. and they play a good style of football.
You can see it last night.
It's like anybody else. See if you've got Celtic or Rangers and they're at it.
It's tough.
Teams find it hard to stick with them.
They're a better team than the wee boy Benji when the boy Benj came on, the boy for Everton. He's centre midfielder. He makes a big difference to their team, I think. And then they've signed again the boy striker for Everton who looked good when he came on as well. Recruitment's massive, isn't it?
Of course it is, but that's what we're touching on there, that the manager has the final say. You know, you can watch videos then, if you've got the time, go and watch them, you know, and watch them because you know yourself, you know when you see a player, you just go bang.
He'll do for me.
He'll do for me. Exactly. It's just like that wee nod you had last night.
You know in 10 minutes we're watching somebody for a player or no.
Didn't you? You can, it's easy.
What do you think somebody would think watching us for 10 minutes?
No. Do you know right away after 10 minutes? Not good enough. When it straight away, it stinks. Scum. Smelling a shite. All that. Me and Sam.
What about the relegation battle? Oof. That sounded like a good game last night. So just Dundee, didn't it?
And by the way, I watched Dundee was it a couple of weeks ago against Livingston. And McPake had a go at the experienced boys.
Well, I heard that.
I was quite surprised after the game.
Do you like that, Derek? Do you like him doing that?
Catch-22 because you got to be careful because you don't know the influence that the boys have in that dressing room. So I would kind of err on the side. I would err on the side of keeping the boys with you.
Especially experienced players.
But Dundee, for the start of the season, I said on this show, they were a good watch. They played some lovely stuff. But see, early doors, it's about getting points on board, by the way, because it just takes the pressure off. So they find themselves down there. Livingston that night against them were different class. That was the Livingston of old. Energy, aggression, and I talk about that pace you're talking about Celtic. They can keep that up for long spells, Livingston. But Dundee, I worry about them at St Johnstone. That's what's happened.
Did you see the game last night at Ibrox?
I've saw the highlights and I was listening in.
You're saying
plenty of chances.
Devlin, Livingston's fitness levels went up since Davy Martin started chasing him all his top off, innit? Chases him every morning for an hour. He's top off and the button out in his jean, screaming. Zips still up, but the button's it. Just for a warning.
He played well that night, so he did. He put in a couple of brilliant crosses, and there was one for
last night.
No, I'm talking about the Livingston.
Is he on the St Johnstone Dundee? Better result for Dundee than it is for St Johnstone, obviously, away from home. Or do you need? Is it 3 points you need? Is that point good now for Dundee and St Johnstone?
Is there something going to happen at St Johnstone? They're going through a hell of a...
Sifsey's injured as well, I think he pulled up last night early doors.
They're going through...
We were saying
Jenky's away.
We were saying it on the show the other day, but seeing this stage, if you've been in your he's back to being Mumbler, isn't he? See if you were back to your if you go through you're through a spell like that where you've no one in 10, 11 games. What can you do as a team, as a manager?
First of all, what they done last night, don't get beat. That's how I think he predicted that. Callum, didn't he? That it wasn't going to be a great game of football. He's got one on Saturday, they play Aberdeen. It's going to be the same. It's going to be a horrible game to watch. But they need to just kind of fight and scrap and get a point for somewhere to get a bit of confidence back into that squad. And so getting a point is no bad result for the two of them. It's something to grasp onto, something to build on. They needed that.
We're just hearing that Sifsey's back. It's because he's been wearing Callum Davison's suit all week. The big baggy suit's done his back in.
Trained him, didn't it? Trained him.
Niall McGinn, good signing?
I think so. I do. I think he's been all right. I can understand he's been up at Aberdeen forever, hasn't he? He's been there for a long time, so I still think he's a good player and he would do well in any dressing room, but he'll get more game time down there.
Craig Bryn's moving down him, so they're getting a one bed.
That'll be good for now.
He'll
get more game time. He's a football, you can tell, but he'll get more game time.
But played in the right position as well, you know what I mean? Because I don't think at 34, I don't think he's obviously that change of pace that he had a few years ago. But he's a clever player. He can finish, and again, he'll be good in that dressing room.
Clever, yeah. Clever player, huh?
Aye. Oh God.
I don't know. Was he that quick?
Did you disagree with that?
I played with him in the reserves.
Right.
Must have got cleverer since then.
I mean, clever out in the park.
Oh right.
No. You know what it's like. You get some.
Is he not? Is he? No, I thought he was meant just pace and
clever.
I think he's changed his game slightly.
As well.
Can he, right?
Do you know? I think you see the game different as you get older as well. That experience. That's how you talk about experience. You know that. What do you know?
Did you see me at the weekend, Tom? I'm very fucking clever. I got absolutely roasted. You see that?
The young boys were flying by you.
Time to hang him up, mate.
Not at all.
Bit tense between you two.
But no, what age are you? 34. 34.
What age did you retire?
Me, 36.
38.
I'm still playing.
I get forced.
The only reason I retired was the papers came after me and I
get told,
to the Caribbean.
What do you mean papers came after you?
That's just the stories and that came out and that's just enough. It was,
what was the stories?
No, I can't tell you. News of the world 2 weeks in a row.
Was it?
Aye, done.
Well, mine is a bit different for that.
Girlfriend battered me.
So you just fucked off?
I think I was at some money. So I was like, I spoke to the manager, Jimmy Bone. I says, like,
been doing too much with the bone, that's why you had to
see you later. See you later.
The bone that got you, it was the bone that got you in trouble.
They were going to back me, but I just said, fuck him. You know, I was getting caught with people that shouldn't be, you know, normally I'd just skip by them, that thing.
It's a bad feeling, that.
Oh, you're like, no.
I was depressed.
I couldn't do it with wee Charlie Nick. He even done the legs, didn't he? Even done the Clyde. Got a bit of money and you get the shit kicked to him.
But that's what I wanted to try, because I play obviously doing the lower leagues and I wanted to finish playing in junior. Because I wanted to experience it. I wanted to experience it. I get told, a surgeon just told me, quit the new or else you'll be...
What was your knee, Derek?
Aye, it was just gubbed. Aye, so
what was your last club?
It was Race Rovers. I was only there, it was Gordon Dale.
You're not at that stage.
Aye.
What, retired?
It's
not the fitness thing, mate. I could run for a while. It's
frustration.
Change of pace.
The frustration, you get frustrated.
Went to Rangers in Livingston.
Right.
No, as we know, I talk to Celtic, had players at Rangers starting 11. I mean, nae Morelos, nae Kent, nae Aribo.
Why?
So that was lacking.
Was that just...
What, international?
Well, Hadji's injured. Hadji's looked as if he's got a badge. Aye, it was a bad one.
But Derek,
I tell you what, the shining light is got the wee boy Lowry's.
Oh, what a player.
And
Alex Lowry, what a player.
And then you go, no, you're talking about there, you're thinking, in my career as a boy just starting out. Right, but you should look at that and take a wee bit of, what do you call it? You should get excited looking at guys like because that's the way you want to play, balanced.
No, but I can't. That's the fucking problem.
Hey, what do you mean?
You should be there for a spell. And again,
but that's thing. I've got wee guys like him running at me now.
What do you
know what I mean? That's the problem.
Do you want to know what it was? What I love about him, because obviously, but it's because he's got his opportunity. Then there must be loads of boys like him. Celtic, Rangers, Aberdeen, Dundee United. You're talking about one before Aberdeen.
Big Ryan,
with you. That they need that opportunity. Hadji gets injured, he comes on, catches the eye. Last night, it was different class, But what I liked about him, it's you got to go in front of a full house and they have that confidence. Maybe that wee bit of arrogance about you. He believes in his ability. He believes he should be there.
They didn't think Aribo would be back because his team got knocked out that.
African Nation.
The African Nation, so he's back. So that'll be it.
But it was lovely to see.
Blow away.
Because
I don't think he'd put a young boy in against Celtic. That's for sure.
I'm not so sure.
Thank you, Derek.
I think Aribo would. I think Aribo's Jack's back.
I'm in that same boat.
Back.
See, I know Aribo's a massive player for Rangers, of course, but I'm the same mindset as you. I look at that young man and the way Rangers play, and he plays that number 10 role. But it's not that he's just the only thing I didn't like about him is he wears the gloves. Get the stupid gloves off, right? Because you're a player. But what I like about him, he's not that just number 10 that if he doesn't get the ball, he just spits the dummy. He's willing to track back and he's all over the place.
See the worry for him, and we had you going out, will Rangers now going to transfer window and try to get somebody in?
I don't know.
Well, did he say it?
They've got loads of. I think the midfield's one.
I've got
Jack's back. Ryan Jack's back. Arfield comes on last night. Look at Arfield's goal.
Davis is back.
What a goal that was last night.
Great goal.
Again, it's just that. You'd love it. Did you not see the goal? You would love the goal. It's a goal that it's because it's instinctive, isn't it? And improvises. The ball comes into him, awkward height. What do you do? And he just helps it on the outside. He's fit, lifts it on the keeper. You'll love the finish. It's it's the type of finish that you would have produced during your career. But they've got Jack coming back. Arfield comes onto the park. Young Lowry, and again, what he adds, not just on the park, what Paul says off the park, in training as well. You need the younger guys in there, that are maybe a wee bit kind of quite cocky and all that, get a bit of patter. You need all that stuff.
I just think maybe a wide player. I look at they've got Kent,
I think Wright suited me a Gerrard style of coming inside the pocket. I don't think it suits Wright to go and play it on a touchline.
I get your gloves off or no?
Get the gloves off.
Right, get the gloves off. What are you saying?
Get the gloves. You're on a boot. See, if you're on a boot, your hands will be roasting.
Oil.
But what I liked about Lowry is you see some young boys when they do come on, they're happy just to play safe. But he was wanting to get at people and turn and getting play through balls.
It's good to watch.
I've seen young boys come on. Brilliant, mate. That's what it's about, taking your chance.
But what I'm trying to say, they're there. They're there at Rangers. They're there at Celtic. They're there at all the Hearts, the Hibs. They're all there. They just need that wee opportunity. And somebody's fate. You know, like what happened to Hadji, you know, and look, he got his opportunity. Look, he's took it. I love that.
Sakala looked on it. I only watched the highlights. Sakala looked like he had a good game as well.
Somebody playing with a smile on his face.
Yeah.
I love that. He's direct. He's pacey. The thing is, in the final third, one thought in his mind: it's not to play safe. It's to get by my man. Brilliant. You know, and that commits defenders.
I don't want to be putting a wee negative on it, but since Van Bronckhorst came in, they haven't scored a lot of goals. Do you think that, I know that last night they had players out, but do you think they will be kind of a wee bit?
I think they're missing so much for Tavernier and Barisic not getting high.
It's a different way of playing. It's a wee bit more deliberate in the build-up. And maybe we've took away a wee bit for what they're all about, but it's the way he wants to play. You know, it's his style.
Totally different style.
But listen, they've only...
Interesting at Celtic Park next week because it's Angie's style of playing, Gio's style of play. It's totally different. It'll be so interesting to see how it matches up.
And I think Rangers need to be a wee bit more aggressive because against Aberdeen, they sat off Aberdeen a wee bit and allowed Aberdeen to dictate play.
I think they're better in the front foot.
Because if you go up against Aberdeen, I think Aberdeen, if you go and you have a go at them. That's where the game last night, on Tuesday night, sorry. But that's where I think it come down to the two managers. I think Jim Goodwin got it tactically better than Stephen Glass.
In what way?
On the night, because he left. You look at strengths and weaknesses and like your opposition you're playing against, and I think he thought, well, Bates and McCrory, that's no their strength at times on the ball. So they kind of left them on it at times and kind of went up against likes of Brown, up against maybe likes of Lewis and and didn't allow them too much time on the ball. They allowed them to have it. And they gave it away quite a number of times.
You're on fire today, I'll tell you that.
No, but I just...
But supposedly it was John Carver that told the St Mirren boys how to get close to it.
And he's the best at it. He was showing me exactly how to do it.
Goodwin brought him in the full week, didn't he?
He was working with Goodwin.
John's a good guy.
He was at a training ground all week with
See,
Goodwin.
that's it. See, but you've got, by the way, you might not have it on the park what you're saying, but you've got it here. You've got to change of pace, man.
But you've created a monster with Lewis mentality. Absolutely, I mean, made a steal that boy, hasn't he? Watched the penalty for Rangers. Brilliant. Can he celebrate? Can he work that one out?
Hey, I was going to say, we never done this. See that penalty Lewis scored? The penalty, and the ball moved, and he just took it.
Rolled back anyway, didn't it?
The ball's moving, I mean, I was loving it. It's just he didn't care, did he? He didn't bother, but there's a big shout that the ball's got to be the same as corners. It's got to be still.
Who would take more credit?
Can you imagine the referee trying to stop that? It would have been bedlam.
Mayhem.
Who would take more credit with Lewis's mentality? You or Gaffer?
I've seen a big difference in
probably Da.
Think so? I don't know. So he could be right.
Whoever he is.
George Akis and I'll say it, Derek McInnes.
I think so.
It's the best thing, the best thing that happened to him getting up there and working under Derek and his coaching staff. That's the best thing. I knew he was in good hands right away. So
Kelly next year then. Right, Frank, Dundee United got their first win in 6. How important was that, particularly going to Celtic Park this weekend?
It's incredible that they got that. They went on a run because I thought they were decent. You know, I thought they were playing decent. They went on a bad run, but to get a win it just gives you a
Ross County are going alright just now as well, so it's a good one.
I know, but it's funny, and they went 1-0 up and they came from behind, didn't they? So
you know about that, didn't you?
I'm good at that. No, but it's right. It's a great win for them. They need to go to against Celtic. It's
going to be tough for them.
It's going to be really tough for them. You know, enjoy the savour it because I think you'll get a few took off you at the weekend.
Yeah, obviously, being for Dundee, I've seen a few of my mates saying that Tony really impressed with Tony Watt.
Aye,
the games he's played.
You can make a difference to him, Si.
Definitely.
I think he's a good player.
Still surprised they went there. To be honest with you, I thought because he'd found a place where he was happy. But that's a great signing for Dundee United. I watched them. I was at the Kelly game. I was at the Kelly Dundee United, and again, he's not an out-and-out striker.
Playing off the left, didn't he?
He drops into wee holes, and again, he's a clever football player. He can see a pass as well. I liked him
when he was at Celtic. I thought he was different because he was running over the top until
he's a good football player.
Until the Japanese boys came. He can play. He was running at the top, running into space, and Tony done that a lot. So I liked him. I didn't want him to go, but he's went all over the place, been like nomad all over the place, and I thought he was settled in Motherwell, but
happy now.
Yeah.
Why did he go to Dundee United?
Why do you think? Fuck's sake, gosh.
Why does he not just say that? There's nothing wrong with that.
No, they're a big club as well to Dundee United, aren't they?
Aye, but they're offering probably more money. So if it's a financial
double his wages, at least.
Aye, well, just say it. He says it wasn't for financial reasons. Just come out and say it. Aye. We all know it.
But something even makes sense.
Supposedly Tam Court's got a great DVD selection that he can review.
Dundee United is the only team he ever wanted to play for.
Derek, on to you. You were an exciting game last night, weren't you?
I spoke about it a wee bit earlier. I was just I'm disappointed in Hibs because the game's all about creating and scoring goals, and they didn't look like it. Up until it was at 73 minutes, Liam Donnelly gets sent off, harshly, in my opinion, as well. Don't know what Dallas is thinking about. I thought, anyway, I'm not even going to talk about it, but he brought on Doige, come on.
If he sends him off, then you might get a Old Firm game. That's what he's thinking. That's what he's thinking.
But boy Henderson, come on, Doige, come on, the new signing Mitchell, and against 10 men, and they created a couple of chances the last 10-15 minutes, but you're looking for far better than that.
It's not Hibs.
Sky Sports said 0 shots on target, is that right?
Or was that expect that?
It was a hard watch, to be honest with you, and they've got enough ability in that Hibs side to go and express yourself. It looks too tactical for me. You know, it looks too kind of stringent in the way you want them to play off the cuff a wee bit more. Fair play to Motherwell even with the 10 men, still try to force it. The weather was horrendous, the wind and all. I get that, but disappointed in Hibs. So I was. They're better than that. They've got to change it up. Nisbet as well.
If they're tactical too much.
Just a wee one. Because Nisbet, centre forward, I mean, he looked a pale shadow. No. He doesn't look happy chappy him. I don't know how or why.
He doesn't really receive much round the box, does he? He's always dropping deep in.
He's up there himself at the start, you know, in the Cad and Doig and wide areas.
Gutted that Boyle's got a million and a half.
They put the boy Muller up closer to him in the second half.
2-year contract.
Because he was up there. He was up there isolated himself, and he just didn't look himself. I don't know. I don't know if you know anything, but it just didn't look happy to me.
Nisbet's one of them. He thrives off service, doesn't he, Nisbet?
I know, but we've all played. If you just bore people with tactics. I know it's part of the game. But you can't do it too much. People just switch off.
Switch off, aye.
That's what you do. You know, it doesn't matter if it's your generation, your generation. That's, you know, they just switch off if you give them too much.
There's a man that switches off. What, he's switched off?
Switched off in here,
He switched off.
No, listen, I totally agree. That's not my idea of football.
No, you've got to enjoy it.
I've said it. I mean, I didn't enjoy Martinez either. Derek's football.
We'll still want to give him the opportunity, the chance, but I just thought, come on,
I think somebody will say to him, you know,
can you overthink it?
I think
can overthink it.
It's his first job as manager, and you know, it need to be somebody. Hopefully, he's got somebody beside him that can say, "Look, you've got to liven up a wee bit," you know.
So, did you see last night what seemed to be keeping it? Was it literally almost seeming for keeping it for the sake of it?
It was kind of too slow. The build up, you can tell that's what they're told in training. That's the way to play, you know. And some of them are maybe not too comfortable in that. And it's like sometimes it's just my opinion. Sometimes they receive the ball, and you could see there was a wee clip into Nisbet. He just came short. No, they just want to pass it there. So it's like playing 5, 6, 7, 8 passes to get there. One pass can do it. It's not a long ball. It's just a wee clip in there, and then you've got your midfield going, turning, supporting.
Sean's playing 10 passes a goal, so he thought he won 1-0 last night.
He was cheering last night after the game. I mean, Gary Cole was back to the game.
Motherwell, what a season to he's again losing Tony Watt. He's probably his best player.
Graham Alexander.
He's done great.
He got the bullet last night as well. He got sent off.
Did he, right?
Aye,
he's an angry man, isn't he?
See his face, he's going to get sacked.
But quite rightly so, because I think it was Donley was at a push he get booked for in the first instance, and then the tackle. I kind of half saw it because my equipment that I was working with.
Oh, was that on the radio, was it, right? Did you get equipment there, right? Sorry,
but it looked harsh, you know, and I could see why he was getting off his nut. So and Dallas was too quick. You know, it's like his manager, they're under a wee bit of pressure.
Do you see me working on the radio? And just watch all the games.
And what is it? You get a wee monitor?
That means the game you're watching.
No, you just get a feel for listening to everybody else, you know, coming in. So you get a feel for the game. Do you know how Celtic are doing, Rangers are doing, Hearts are doing?
I knew he was bored in the game because he was putting up topless pictures on Instagram during the game.
Aye. On holiday and that.
Aberdeen.
On the Dons. Aye, on the Dons.
The dirty Dons, we can call it.
Filthy Dons,
We can ask the dirtiest man in football, Frank Mackay-steven.
Aye.
Do you know what? There's a lot of things happen. But
You want to ask him something?
Well, I think he's just taking it away from himself.
Go on in, Matt. No, I'll tell you what it is.
Obviously slipped to a 1-0 defeat at St Mirren. Do you know what I mean?
We Longstaff.
Yeah.
We Matty Longstaff. Way back to Newcastle.
Deal with you in his legs. What a bad spell that was. No, but listen, 1-0 defeat. They've been doing alright, Aberdeen, and done alright with Rangers. Still, listen, I expect to be there for them.
Don't know how they played, but man's been playing well.
Brilliant.
It's at home.
Manager of the year, I think,
I think he's doing really well, you know, and you can get it. I was just going to say, but there was a lot of people commenting on this. We've never got a chance to talk about it. Scott Brown against Rangers. I mean, big Colin pal, but he's saying...
Colin Hendry?
He's saying...
No for me.
Know, he's saying if it's for a manager...
Do you know Colin Hendry?
Captains don't do that. Captains don't do that, you know. And
I totally agree with him.
I do.
I think a captain...
That's Scott. That's him.
And if you're in the staff at Aberdeen...
He was saying bye to Kent.
I don't think
that. He's getting all that. He's riding Tavernier up as well, cuddling.
I doesn't sit well. I've never done that in my career. I would never would.
And that's no you, but that's Scott. That's Scott.
Because I go back to Aiken, the McStays.
No, I know that.
The Peter Grants. They weren't like that.
You don't do that. It's something I do. I wind people up, but Scott's done all his career, so why is people having to go now? He's done all his career, it was at Celtic when he was there.
I just think a wee bit more respect for your opponents, whatever.
I know, but it's the history they've got between
I know you're saying that's the way you is, but it doesn't sit well. So you might like it, I don't like it.
No, I don't, I'm not saying I like it, but I'm just saying I don't understand why it's why the fury of what's happened, that's all.
No, for me, it doesn't sit well with me, I don't like that at all.
I just think they've got a history, innit?
And somebody got a certain text and it says you never conduct yourself like that, you'll get a slap in the dish. That would be it.
Did you?
So, aye.
I heard Lewis saying, whispering to him, do it, wind him up.
No for me that.
This is good, isn't it?
I know.
I've not seen your stay back. Can't know. It's happened.
Good. I just thought, I know what you're saying, but I just thought there was too many people on his back.
I think Carver would like it.
John. Like, it depends what you're talking like it.
What are we talking about, Aberdeen?
We're on the Dodds. Listen, I'm absolutely
dirty Dodds.
The dirty Dodds.
Dirty manager. Filthy manager. So no, listen, they've been doing all right. I think.
No, he's clean.
No, he is clean. He has actually clean, Stevie Gillis.
Craig Brown, it's the dirty one up.
Right, aye. He's
still at it. No, but see, on Aberdeen, Derek, listen, I think when they get rid of McInnes, I don't know if they were expecting this complete new brand of football.
It's never came.
And that's not came yet.
Well, that is a different brand of football because they keep a lot more. They keep more possession than they did last year. Now
a wee bit more, aye. Yeah. It's like you're talking about the Hibs. We're talking about Hibs there. Yeah. You know, it's again he wants to build for the back. You need the players.
Aye.
We're just talking about Jim Goodwin. Got his tactics right last night because that sometimes a couple of the players in that Aberdeen side, that's maybe not their strength. You know, they might not feel too comfortable with that. But there was a few of the players the other night that didn't perform, of course. That's the strange thing I don't get. You can hit the heights playing against Rangers and then you come down and that's when you earn your bread and butter. Against the teams round about you like
Aberdeen's always been that,
but why are you not up for it? So that's so it's no just, you can't just lay the blame at the players. I think the manager, the management team have got to take a bit of responsibility. And during that game, you were at the game, weren't you? I thought there was an opportunity to change it, a wee bit of personnel.
What,
as well.
As in like, what, midway through
Aberdeen,
second half?
aye, because they started well into the second half. Again, Boston again.
No, won you at again?
But against Rangers, aye.
No, I thought you meant.
No, Aberdeen St Mirren, said.
Aberdeen, no, I was watching the Celtic game, I couldn't go.
No,
that
was the
was
night
a
before.
Tuesday.
Oh, it was Tuesday night, I
That
never
was
went.
a Tuesday night.
What day is this?
No.
No, I never, how days I went? I never went. It's a lie.
No, it was a Monday. It was Tuesday night.
Tuesday night
Tuesday
it was.
That's the Babe Station's best night, innit? That's why he was there.
Babe Station, aye.
I know, I know.
Dear me. But I just thought it was a wee opportunity to kind of change a couple of things, you know. It brings on the Jet, you know. And
He's on now.
it puts him in midfield.
But the thing is, he'd been lying in Kev's boot all week.
He's picking the ball.
The Jet.
He's picking the ball up in his own 18 yards.
I know, you can't ask Jim Jeffers to do that.
No, get him up top with Ramirez. Ramirez
Up against people.
You like to get up against people, don't you?
Yeah.
Mate, see the Scottish
And a
market,
crowd.
by the way.
Aye.
The Scottish market is brilliant. Transfer window now, I think we're now with Patterson going for 16.
Jamie went for 16. Jamie went for 16. I think that's
With
a lot of
installments and all
crap.
that, but what I'm saying is, I think now
went for
we're
that,
actually maybe respecting our players more. We'll not let them go for buttons. What St John's made the mistake of letting the two main boys go for a point, 1 point, whatever it was for the two of them. That wasn't right. But then on Lewis's point is a gentleman's agreement. That's different.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So if you open your mouth, then stand back. But what I'm saying is, I think that's maybe what we should do with our players. Hitting a higher value because I think England's got the money.
Yeah.
So start respecting a wee bit.
Is this in terms of Calvin Ramsey?
Calvin Ramsey, I think belong here now. Looking at him, isn't he? Which is going to be hard for it. I mean, it's an unbelievable. He wouldn't play in Serie A.
He's a talent, the kid, isn't
He's
he?
really good, Simon.
What I'll say, the ingredients are there for him to become a top player, but don't get ahead of yourself. You've still got a lot of hard work. The other night, they lost the goal because he never got out to Ronan quick enough. Sometimes when losing possession, your first thought, you're still a defender. Get back there as quick as, don't 3/4, you sprint back into position and then you get close to people. We don't need all the kind of fancy stuff. Just, you can look at guys, who's the best full-backs that we've produced recent years?
Tom Boyd.
Right. Tierney and Robertson. But look at the two of them, right? Forget about what they do going forward. Think of them as defenders. Certainly Tierney for me. When Tierney early on in his career as a young man, very rarely did, when he was in a 1v1 situation, did a attacker or a winger get past him. Dude, that's what you've got to look at. Get that in place, get the basics, and then the rest will fall into place.
Brilliant,
and he will become a good player. The ingredients are there.
Do you think Aberdeen will hold on to him, Derek? Boy Ramsey? I think Bologna are interested.
You were saying that, I know who the other boy is for Hearts. He's in it. He's left back and the right back will be decent. One thing about the talents I like, Scottish good. There's a few went there and done well. But I don't know, is he ready to, because that's a different game.
No, he's not. I don't think he is.
It's a different game.
Stay at Aberdeen for 2-3 years, learn your trade, you know, and work with the coaches that are there and get better.
Do you think that's what, I think everything's about money now.
Well,
I really do. I think, unfortunately, if his family's looking after him or agent, he'll be going, you know, you're getting fortunes out there.
He needs a year and night out with Craig Brown before he goes anywhere, doesn't he?
But do you know what? To go abroad's not a bad thing for young boys because they get a different insight of football. And
surely if you want one place to learn how to defend, it's Italian football, nah?
No, but they still have it. I think we forgot about it over here. Defending's an art.
But
you know, but
the important thing is, Mac, as well, if he does go, that he has to play. You know, that's the thing. Look at Patterson.
No point getting out there.
Paterson's not been in the last couple of squads.
Has he not played?
Has he not?
Wasn't he in the squad on Saturday?
Do you know why?
Saturday?
Do you know why?
I'm sure he wasn't in the squad.
Remember years ago, McCarthy and MacArthur went down to England. Two of them went. Never seen them for about 3 months. And then when you seen them, they were built up, they were solid, and then they strolled through the game. They were a lot stronger. That's what they'll do. That's what they'll be doing to him. They'll be batting him, getting him used to that.
I'm hoping that's the case with Patterson. You know, obviously Benitez gets the bullet and that, but I still expected him to be in the squad. You know,
I know, that's surprising, especially with
there you go. Now you're well.
But you're saying he shouldn't go, but if you back yourself, Hickey's went over there and played every week, so why can Ramsey not do the same?
In my opinion, I just think it's a wee bit too early. You know, as I say, he's a good young player. He's a talented boy. The ingredients are there. I would say another year or two at least. You know, learn your trade.
Cooking time. He's put the bonnet on for it.
Thinking cap.
How good is Dick Campbell?
It's a thinking cap. Look,
I
What are you doing wrong?
Dick Campbell, innit?
Dick Campbell.
Dick, go on.
Right,
You should dedicate a show.
Yeah.
Just talking about.
Yeah.
Talk about Dick
Dick guy.
for the following.
Can I come on that?
Big Dick.
I'll come on that one talking about Dick.
Right, here we go. On to the
Right.
Derek, I'm just going to pick you 4 games, right, mate?
Any guy.
Right, come on.
Right, okay. To start with a cracker, we'll go with Dundee St Mirren.
Oh, I
Cracker.
tell you what.
That's a good game.
Well,
That's a good game.
everything. I mean, St Mirren are a good run now. They were not
That's a
poor
good
run,
game.
but they've got things going. Dundee just need to, we've got McGinn in there, desperate for the points. Do you know what? I'm going to go a draw.
Right.
I'm going to go a draw. A 1 each draw.
And then I'm going to go, this is a real hard one. Hibs Livy.
Still talking about football.
No, that one.
I watched Livy about 10 days ago. The old Livy. Hibs no creating enough. That could be quite I hope no, but it could be quite a door. Yeah, I'm going to go a draw again.
Wow.
So Rob,
Just keep
10 passes a goal though.
You're taking that into
Aye, that's what it is.
So, the Dirty Dons versus St Johnstone.
the Dirty Dons again.
Filthy
That's
Dons.
going to be a horrible game. I think, to be honest with you. Again, they're just going to be they're scrapping
gonna
for
be
their
dirty.
life. Aye, it's going to be dirty. But I just think Aberdeen will, because that game the other night, obviously it's quite apparent it wasn't good enough. I think they'll get a reaction to that. I think Aberdeen will just win it.
Just win it.
Like a 1-0.
And Ross County against Rangers half 12 kick-off.
Ross
That's a
County against-
humdinger.
And by the way, Ross County are a decent wee side. So they are. They play, so they've got a threat up top. Obviously,
Charles Cook, Prince Charles.
They've under Malky, they've been an improving side all season. But it's just too big a game for Rangers to lose, because obviously we're getting into the Old Firm game. So again, it's not going to be a canter. But I think it'll be quite tight, but Rangers will get there.
Yeah,
So
that's your
Rangers.
4 done.
Right, Francis,
Well
you
done.
ready?
Yes.
We'll go with you, Celtic Dundee United.
Well, I just don't see Dundee United having the stamina to keep up with Celtic. I don't know if there was any injuries last night at Celtic, but if they put even the same team out, I just think there would be too much firepower for them.
They're in the groove. Hearts and Motherwell.
Oh, that's a good one, isn't it?
That's a good one.
Well, last 20 minutes I thought Hearts were superb, so I'm going to... Shut up! Anyway, Hearts. I'll go.
Hearts, I think Hearts are in that.
I think Hearts will beat them. Last 20-25 minutes last night, I thought they were excellent. So if they keep that going, Motherwell's been doing all right, but I think...
Robbie Nielsen's suit jacket was naughty, wasn't it? You seen that after
I thought it was just off the streets. I thought, my God, no paying
There's a
them
lot
enough.
going on there with
No
Robbie.
paying them
isn't there?
enough.
What do you mean?
Gear-wise, hair-wise,
Yeah,
the whole
sometimes hanging out
shebang.
for the signing
I like Robbie.
he
Robbie
does.
Nielsen, good lad.
The earring's got it brilliant, isn't it?
Right.
The earring.
Frank, I'm going to ask you this one, because I think this is a big game.
Two. Right, go on.
Dundee versus St Mirren, your old team.
It's a hard one, isn't it? I think I'm going to go with St Mirren there.
Right.
I think they're
away
going
win.
Aye, an away win. I think that could be. I was going to say a draw, but nah, because I'll go with St Mirren. Go on.
And last, we're going to give you Aberdeen St Johnstone.
I think the pressure's going to be on Pile on the Mumble. I think Aberdeen will beat them. So you can't
Go on the number. Right, who's going to
I
ask?
think it's a shame.
You going Aberdeen or
I'm going Aberdeen. Aye.
Right.
Right, go on, Mackay.
Ask Paul Slane four teams.
Right, go on then.
What's happened to your blog about your selection?
Coming back.
Is it coming back? Oh,
Coming
good, I've
back,
missed it.
Just like your hair. Anyway, right, first one. Hibs v Livingston.
Oh, classic.
I'm not a bit classy at a game.
Deep thought.
It's so hard to pick them up, isn't it?
If I
Hibs will beat them.
I think.
Seeing the evidence last night, that's how I'm not so sure.
Aye.
I'll go for a draw.
There you go. Draw for that one.
Big odds on this, by the way. There'll
I'm
be big odds
going
on these coupons.
for Aberdeen St Johnstone.
That's no hard. Aberdeen beat St Johnstone.
That's a draw.
No,
Do you know,
man.
it could quite well be.
Aberdeen's home record's good.
See if you look at the history of the two of them playing against each
If you know
other,
your
they're
history.
We go.
Oh, you singing that? We made that.
We made that.
Knows the songs already, look.
Yeah. Right, go.
I'm going to
you going for a draw?
I'm going to
He's going for a draw with Aberdeen St Johnstone. Right, here's another good one. Hearts v Motherwell.
Hearts, home win. Yeah. Comfortable.
Simple are the best.
To get in. And Dundee St Mirren.
St Mirren, away win.
Oh,
2-0.
There's your draw.
Oh, right. Go on, bro.
St Mirren, Hearts and the 2 draws. That'll be really good odds.
There you go.
Right, I'll do.
First show back, well done, lads.
Well done.
Good
Cheers.
to see you.
Pleasure.